Welcome back, guys, to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, where last episode, the expansion pass's third wave brought with it a new hero to add to our ranks as we met Masha, the Lapidarist extraordinaire, who, unable to leave the city to accomplish a task, enlisted our passing Ouroboros to be her bodyguards. We headed out with her to the Aegis Wilderness to find an area that had been deleted by the Annihilation Effect, discovering a rare stone there known as Enigmata that Masha could turn into special accessories as we learned her crafting process to finish the quest and add her to the team. We now continue her story with an Ascension quest.
Oh, at long flipping last. There you are, Mash.
Looking for moi? Maz, how have you been? We've been scouring high and low for you. Yes. Lovely to see you too. You have some business to discuss?
Whoa. Pull the other one, Mash. It's got bells on it.
So cold, Mazzy. Ice cold. Don't pretend you don't know what we're talking about.
Me and my fair lady ordered matching accessories. Quite a while ago, too. It's getting silly now.
Yeah, and I recall we paid a pretty penny up front too. Don't want to rush you, Maz, but come on.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, of course, I hadn't forgotten. I was literally just pinning down the final touches on the design. I'm on the cusp of beginning production.
Oh, you were you? Well, I'm glad to hear it, Mash. Phew! I was sweating buckets there. Thought the whole thing had slipped your mind.
Perish the thought. That would be tragic.
Right.
My sincerest apologies. It did, in fact, utterly escape me.
Figured.
Figures.
But Maz, you're so chuffing brilliant at what you do. It's just such a crying shame that you're like this, you know?
Oh, how it pains me to know it.
Hey, at least you remembered now. We're still on board, by the way. Long as you give us a discount for the trouble.
We're looking forward to the finished products. Ta-ta!
Well, I put my foot in it again. Perhaps I ought to hire a clerk.
What is the deal with those guys?
They're soldiers, those two. Illustrious members of the Lost Numbers. Not to mention my clients. Previously, I received a commission from them for a pair of matching accessories, but clearly my mind was otherwise occupied. Letting my clients wait any longer than this is going to tarnish my reputation. I'll have to expedite my work.
Should we help?
What? Are you quite sure?
We'd be pretty crappy friends if we just left you in the lurch now, innit?
Gosh! Well, I'm incredibly grateful for the offer. I shall have to be sure to compensate you appropriately when the order is completed.
Will we need to leave the city again to gather materials?
No. Before any of that, we will need to prioritize information gathering.
Information? What kind? And why?
Even the most basic accessory necessitates a great deal of thought. One must consider its shape, application, presentation. But above all else, it is imperative to pin down the nature of the individual to whom it will ultimately belong.
How do you mean, nature?
We must learn more about Jake and Tessa, find out what makes them tick. Only then will we discern the accessories they desire. That is how I do things, and that is where we must begin.
Sounds like a really roundabout way to do things. Why not just ask them yourself?
Only a third-rate charlatan would consider such a thing. The true creme de la creme must fulfill their clients' orders without uttering even a word.
But you don't have much time.
Which is why I'm very grateful for your assistance.
We may have our work cut out for us.
I suppose we should start by asking people who are close to those two.
That's the way indeed. Then let's begin our inquiries. We must talk to Jake and Tessa's compeers in the Lost Numbers and find all we can about them.
So begins For the Sake of Keepsakes. I wonder what level this quest actually is overall.
Good to add more names.
Jake,
Well, I kind of cut it off a little bit there as she was going to continue with the thing. Level 50.
Jake and Tessa, yeah? They seem a bit wishy-washy, if I'm honest.
Well, let's see. Their actions will surely speak for themselves.
Bit wishy-washy.
Some relations
She
have
repeated it
changed.
twice, so we heard it quite nice. Let me just change some of our classes over as my game freaks out a little bit. Ooh, not had that one. And so with Mio now hero equipped to a Lapidarist 2, we head out to get ourselves a little bit of information all around the city yet again. It's time to design these people a lovely accessory, which of course you don't get an extra accessory slot. It just weirdly looked like it for me, but of course you have 3 accessories anyway. So it's just to replace the accessories you already have, the accessories she can make. Don't know why I thought it was a weirdly extra slot, but going into the menus rejigged my memories. So let's speak to the Ellen Compier B. You want to know about Jake and Tessa? Yeah, I gotcha. They're kind of celebrities among us Lost Numbers. Oh, really? They don't like to talk about this too loudly. You know how Jake's basically houseless, right? Houseless? Yes, certain circles bandy that term around to describe one who cannot trace their descent to any of the established lineages. It's unfortunate, but people in that position often find themselves pushed to the fringes of our society. Jake got bullied relentlessly as a kid. Poor guy could never catch a break. But Tessa, who's the same age as Jake, would always look after him and make sure he was okay. The darker Jake's mood got, the brighter and more cheerful she'd act around him. In fact, it's probably thanks to her that Jake started to lighten up. Now he's, well, as you know him. Wow, that wasn't the kind of story I was expecting. You never think it from the way he acts. Yeah, well, they can get on your nerves sometimes, but you can't deny it's kind of an inspiring story. They've earned our respect. It's not every day you get to see a story of true love unfold, eh? No big wonder they ended up getting hitched in the end, I suppose. Jake and Tessa. Right, the rest of the info is a little bit further afield in the center of the city. Still think the fastest overall way is to reach that. Was interested with the Mio's clothes with Masha. It just looks like little bits have been like tapped onto Mio's clothes overall in a weird sense. I guess it's the same for all of these designs when you think about it, but it's kind of cool all the same. It's like a little back apron. Here's Compier A. Tessa's from House Rhodes. They try not to have anything to do with the Vandams and the Doyles if they can. Personality-wise, though, Tessa's more of a Vandam. She always wanted to bring the fight to Mobius. Naturally, her parents didn't look too kindly on her wanting to be a soldier. They were this close to disowning her one time. That's when Jake stepped in. He convinced Tessa's folks to let her join the Lost Numbers under the condition he'd sign up to protect her. If it was going to be so hard on Tessa, would it make more sense for Jake to try and talk her out of it as well? When you put it like that, but then there'd be no one left on Tessa's side at all. Maybe it sounds cliche, but Jake will always have Tessa's back, even if it means the whole world's against them. Talk about passionate, eh? So they are in it together till the end, is what we're getting from this thus far. Strong-willed, know what they want. Will fight for each other. As I walk along the wall, because you... Oh, no! Because you got it. The child inside you dictates. Let's find C. Back in the day, Tessa once found herself caught between Kavesi and Agnian troops during a mission. It was a big one, for honesters and all. The platoon had a tough call to make, calling a retreat, but they had to leave Tessa behind. But Jake refused the order. Let me guess, he went in to rescue all by himself. That's right, fire from both nations fell all around him like rain while he ran in with all the breath in his lungs. Everyone thought they were good as dead, but no, Jake picked up the wounded Tessa and did the impossible, getting her home. He ended up taking more hits than her, wound up bloody from head to toe. Not a pretty sight. But he didn't mind. He was just content that he didn't have to lose Tessa. Wish I'd have that guy's courage. A last bit of information is obtained.
That should be information enough for now.
Sounds good.
No clue where you need me to go. All the way back to our resting point. Your hair, though. It's got the little rings on there. How do you manage to feed it through? I'm assuming you don't, but then how do you get it to, like... You got wires inside your hair or something? Let's work out the mystery of her hair. I'm assuming the dangling bits down from the bell are attachments. Because feeding your hair through the bell and ring system that joins it would be a nightmare, but... Yeah, that's one hell of a hairstyle. Gotta work for high fashion, I guess.
Let's rest and heal up. Hey, so can we talk? Well, this wasn't what I was expecting.
I know. I figured they'd be a couple of quirky jokers.
Sounds like they've had it rough.
Indeed. They appear so ostentatious and fickle, one could be quick to dismiss them as mindless followers. But the truth is that they are loyal soldiers both, and they care deeply for each other. In which case, I'd be inclined to substitute an eye-catching design for something altogether more somber. The accessory they seek is most likely...
Most likely... what?
That shall have to wait. In any case, I have a clear idea of what would suit them now. You've been a tremendous help.
Good to hear. So I'm guessing the next step is we go looking for the materials, yeah?
Haha, you guessed correctly.
Are you going to tell us what we need?
Yes, I'll need two things. One of them, far easier to come by. I'll start with that. One may find rose quartz growing on Corn Island on the Erythia Sea. What I would need is a quartz crystal with a particularly high purity, known as Red Shawl.
Corn Island. Got it. Let's go take a look.
For the power of fast travel. We'll get right there. Do you need me to be up on the high point? I'm just wondering, like, the quickest way to get there, really. I'd have to climb up a lot of routes from Spiky Aurelia. Okay, so we need to head round and to the left. Or even higher still, really, at this point in time. Someone still the loudest climber of all time, aren't they? Bit worried that something's going to come jumping out at me here.
Whoa, got a rare doodah right here.
Hello. Right, so we've got our new special healing powers. Area heal on hit. I think Noah's just gone in. We can put slow charge on our enemy who managed to dodge. As our teammates with their setups and all their abilities instantly defeated our foes without any care in the world.
Brings with it other rewards too. The next leg of our journey will take us to the Orion tunnels.
Hold on. Don't tell me you're taking us down there to do actual mining for you.
Close, but no mica. It's not minerals you'll be mining this time, but monsters.
Huh? No, literally, right?
Deep in the Orion tunnels, there's said to exist a rare species of ropal. The unique mineral which takes root on its back, argentium, will be our next target. Though I must confess, I have only ever set eyes on it but a single time.
But how are you so sure that you'll be able to find it then?
Well, we had no trouble getting the first material. Let's stay optimistic.
Better hope our luck's not run out yet. Off to the mines with us then.
Better hope that indeed. So, do we warp in on where Glacius Titania was? This actually looks slightly lower at this point. Yeah, it is lower down. We can indeed get lower from... which point? Probably falling just there will be fine. But we can actually lower ourselves using this bit. Ah, the Glacius Art of Falling. Hello!
Is that the Ruppel we wanted?
Quite remarkable, isn't it? Let's procure our ore before it gets away.
What is your name then, sir? Just Argent Ruppel.
Through together.
Special quest version. So recharge as an option is interesting, isn't it? Art Seal. No one's lost any HP at the moment.
Too much fuss.
We were fortunate indeed. Well then, the city beckons.
Seems that even at level 50, our guys have so much damage, thanks to abilities and stuff, that they put down an enemy in no time at all. Let's return to make the finished product.
Once again, your incomparable efforts have paved the way forward. Thank you, my dears. I feel now that I can finally produce the accessory I have in my mind's eye.
Isn't this an excessive amount of time and effort for a couple of accessories?
That, good sir, is the difference between the ready-made and the tailor-made. That, and it's my sales point. All right, you may have to give me a while. It is complete.
The contract bracelets.
Good work, Masha. Okie doke. Time to deliver the goods to those two.
Yes, just a moment. I've given them a call and arranged for them to take delivery at the Founders Square.
I really hope they'll like them.
They better. After all the trouble they put us through.
You needn't worry. They will be satisfied, I assure you, or my name is not Masha.
So it's bracelets this time, huh?
That's correct. Rings, bracelets, and the like happen to be my forte.
Well, let's jump our way down and give them the goods.
Jake, Tessa. So sorry to have kept you waiting. These would be the items you requested. Do check if they're to your liking.
Oh, finally! Really kept us waiting, eh?
I know, I am buzzing.
The silver luster comes from an alloy of argentium. To my understanding, it is one of the strongest precious metals there is. Your unbreakable ties inspired the design at the heart of the bracelet, inlaid with a red gem of the highest purity. Those bracelets will not corrode or tarnish, and will preserve your bond for a great many years down the line.
This'll do just grand. I couldn't have asked for something better. Kinda scary how perfect it is.
Amazing. We barely told you anything.
I really must confess, this is arguably one of my finest works to date. What better keepsake could there be to assuage the both of you alike?
Well, so you knew.
So you already know that much about us?
Hardly. It was quite simple. This was not the first time I've been enlisted for such a request. I'm not psychic.
Wait, what's this about? A keepsake?
You know what happens to us folk when we pop our clogs?
Yeah.
We're lost numbers fighting at the front. Our numbers could be up tomorrow. And nothing will be left of us. We'll just whoosh into light. It's crap. We're not having any of it. Our names will go up on some cenotaph, but all we'll be is just another statistic.
Yeah, so you see, we figured there had to be a better way for us to be remembered by. Something that'd last long into the future. Something that we'd be proud of, to keep us in good memory.
And that's where the keepsakes come in.
There is naught in this life more beautiful and precious than a happy, cherished memory. And yet, it is human nature that the more precious we perceive a thing, the more we fear it might be whisked away. Like these two here. They aren't the first city folk who wish to set their memories in stone. And certainly won't be the last. To leave something permanent, telling the world that they once lived, their lives' history writ, and spirits enshrined. A love that cannot be seen, immortalized in physical form. Therein lies the quintessence of my work as Lapidarist extraordinaire.
Now there's the head of House Cassini. Gals are cut above. We were right to stick by you. Thanks, Emil. You're a gem.
Trust us, we'll take extra good care of them. Until our final breath. No. For a long time yet.
If the both of you are satisfied, then I am too. Those bracelets, may they serve you well, and impart to you a future both bright and prosperous. All right, that about wraps up the order. I'm truly grateful for all the support you've given me, you know. Rare is the job where one can feel such fulfillment.
Before we wrap up, I'd like to ask you something.
Yes, I'm all ears, my dear.
Those two appeared to mention something quite significant back there. The head of House Cassini.
My, oh my, oh my. It seems I've been found out, have I?
What is this House Cassini?
One of the city's 6 houses. You know, like the House Vandam that Monica leads. If you're the head, then that makes you Monica's equal. You must be in quite the position of power.
Oh, hardly. I would never compare myself to the likes of Moni, dearest. I only succeeded the role as a formality when the former head unexpectedly made it known that they were going to step down.
And that doesn't interfere with your Lapidarist extraordinaire business?
Doesn't seem very leaderly. What's everyone got to say about that?
Free is the citizen who embraces their freedom. We of House Cassini are free spirits, more so than the other houses. Such has been our code for generations. So long as one forges one's own path in life, unbound by societal principles, my house's role is to respect and support them in it. So, you see, I serve the people of the city in my own way, as I personally see fit.
Wow, there really are all kinds in the city, huh?
Well now, that was a job well done. And thanks to the experience, I believe I have some new ideas for accoutrements. Let me use this sudden flash of inspiration to put our contract to good use. You did do the Ferris's share of the work, after all.
Thanks, Masha. We'll be counting on you.
And I shall expect nothing but the finest patronage.
You can now craft a wider range of accessories and craft accessories due to doing the second quest. Our Ascension complete. We have finished our new hero's story. With the party's help, Masha had no trouble crafting elegant keepsakes for Jake and Tessa that met their expectations, marking another victory for the arts. Indeed it is. The hero's class rank has increased to level 20. And class rank limit broken too.
Oh, so that's how they're doing.
So, see what the overall kind of things we can make. We only had 3 options before. So I'm thinking we probably have a little bit more. But apart from the arena stuff, the battle stuff, content of the last 2 things, there's something with this area and a little bit of a lag for me at the moment. It's kind of weird. I do wonder what that's about.
I'm getting peckish.
We do have
Do
to
you have any
wonder
snacks?
if there will be anything more between now and, of course, Wave 4. So there's definitely one extra one there, the Tiara. But all abilities will be completely random. Oh, more to the point, that's completely random at this point. You need Nipponic Gold for some of this stuff, too. And you dismantle on top of that. So if you want a completely random one, see what you get versus abilities tailored towards defenders, attackers, and healers. Maybe to end up with something that's more like attacking on your defender, I guess it could be, you could say. That is an option. But yeah, makes you wonder if there'll be any free update content in the vein of what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 received. Doubtful by the look of it, because it looks like they've got their content cycle down and they are very much looking forward to their expansion, which will probably be our next port of call for you and I to reform into the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Or more to the point, a different world, or, you just don't know. You just don't know what Wave 4's gonna bring.
Where to from here?
Rex, Shulk, Alvis, and more. We'll find out what that is probably next time you see me in this Let's Play. So, thank you guys for watching. Our Lapidarist is now added to our ranks. But we'll be able to use that in the future. That in itself is the question. It seems just entirely tailored towards the battle content. So, with that said and with that done, I will leave you yet again. Thank you guys for watching this extra episode of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. There's a full Let's Play in the past if you want to go watch. But for now, I am out. Cheers for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Expansion Pass Wave 4. A whole expansion awaits. I'll see you guys then. You should write it down. Bye-bye.